We're not now. We're going to say hi to Dale and Jerry. Good morning, y'all. How you guys doing?
Does that make us newsworthy?
Sure. The news can wait, okay?
Fresh off the wire.
This just in, Dale and Jerry in the door.
Literally. How you
Weather
doing,
report.
guys?
We're doing good. How are you guys?
Good.
Kind of refreshed by this rain.
Oh, my
actually.
gosh.
Yeah, it's kind of a nice change.
Well, I got in at 4 and nothing. It was nothing. I couldn't even think that there was going to be any rain.
Yeah.
And I got a text about 4:30. Says, "Boys, cats and dogs."
Yeah,
Yeah.
coming
I
down.
go, really? I'll go take a look. And sure enough, it was raining hard.
Yeah, rain coming down, so kind of nice.
Yeah, and the wind blew all night, so,
Yeah, it
blowing
was
in
windy.
the clouds and whatnot. It wasn't a harsh wind, but it was nice. So,
Yeah, good stuff.
anyway.
Well, I ran into Dale at the Lucky Dog Casino over the weekend. The
Here's a
Yesteryear Car
surprise.
Club was doing their car show. And as a matter of fact, today's the day they're going to take the stuffed animals, the teddy bears, up to the hospital. So
Oh,
2
today's the day?
o'clock today, if you're around the Les Schwab in Shelton, they're going to gather and then make the trek up.
Right, and I think they said you don't have to be a car club member
No,
or anything at all if you want to come and enjoy this
Yeah.
moment, which I guess is pretty special.
Well, I mean, you can only imagine what it's like for a young person to spend the night in a hospital.
Yeah.
And, because you may not be able to be there with your parents, and so a stuffed animal really helps.
Oh, absolutely.
But it was a good car show.
That was one of the better car shows. They kind of moved the location to a different side of the casino and used the lawn that they have out there to park the cars and let you walk around. I was very impressed. Some really unusual and different cars.
Yeah.
And we go to so many car shows over the years. Saw a lot of new different ones. It was kind of fun.
pretty
It was
neat.
refreshing.
It was neat. It was cool to see that. Jerry, you've been busily working along the canal, and one of the things you wanted to mention were these FEMA flood maps, and we've been talking
Yeah.
about this for years.
Yeah, and if you recall, the maps were the county had finished reviewing the maps probably a year and a half ago. Anyway, so the whole thing was that they remapped the flood zones and putting some people in and some people out of the flood zone. So if you're not in the flood zone, you don't have to necessarily have flood insurance, which is a huge expense for annually.
Yeah.
And so I tried to call and find out, did we ever finish those maps? Yes, they'd been finished. And basically what you'd do is either how I found out that I was out of the flood zone and my mortgage company knew it was I had a letter of map adjustment that was in previously, and so that got another determination, and so that went to the mortgage company and they identified I no longer needed the flood insurance.
So you're going to say it was the rain this morning.
Yeah, that. But for the
Great around here.
yeah, for those who don't have probably the letter of map adjustment, they could always check with their lender.
Was it a
Perhaps they
significant
know.
change? I mean, if you were in it, now you're not. Did that happen to a few different houses, if it looked like? Or do you
Well,
know?
yeah,
You don't know?
I think there was a little more thought put into this, and it actually put a lot of more people in, I guess. So there was kind of a switch there. And this building used to be in the flood
Yeah.
plain, and now it's not. But basically, there is, if you want to go and challenge the determination that is on your property, there's you go out and get a survey and you fill out this paperwork, and then that gets sent back to the FEMA. And then
Do you
they
have to have
decide
flood insurance if you're in a flood zone?
You have to have flood insurance. Most lenders require that.
Wow.
They require that because if you are in a flood zone and you don't have flood insurance, your loan is not guaranteed then.
okay.
So that's why most of the lenders will not lend to you, or they'll call your note due. So anyway, that was one thing. And then the other thing, while Dale was at the car show, I had gone to Neighborhood Watch. Mm-hmm. And I noticed you had in the news Neighborhood Watch for Thurston County.
Yeah.
But, every once in a while things flare up in your neighborhood and you need to get together and make sure contact information is right. And we have to big thanks to Sergeant Reed. He came out and spoke with them. So but mainly it's dependent on the neighborhood doing something to protect themselves. In other words, reporting the incidents, reporting the strange people, weird cars, strange activity.
And, for the most of those meetings, the people who are in the meetings aren't the problem. But it's good to have a kind of collective set of eyes out there for the houses that either don't participate or people know they're kind of not as
right. Well, in collecting information, the police on any of them on that single incident can't go out and listen to what one person has to say about another. That becomes hearsay. So you have to start collecting information, photos, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And the one thing I did learn, and you forget about it, your fire department can be of assistance to you as well, especially if there's outdoor burning during a burn ban. Mm-hmm. And in this case, they're burning garbage.
Oh, so that could be a tell, huh?
Yeah. And so what happens is that is absolutely against the law, and so things can happen in that regard too.
Never thought about
anyway,
that.
So it's always nice to have those meetings periodically and check of course the contact information. It was all whacked out, so we got that straightened around. So that was good.
Couple 2 weeks of great entertainment. Back circling to the Lucky Dog once again. Chris Shaw this Saturday night. Chris opening for you right now, Dale? Is that where we're at?
I introduce Chris.
Okay. Just checking here.
I haven't achieved that level
You're not
of success
quite there yet. Okay. But
more jokes. I've been using them for 7 months.
I'm old, can you tell?
You're honing them. You're honing them. We were just joking about that earlier this morning, and some very good feedback to a comedian is, "Oh man, you killed with that bit." Oh, yeah? Which one? I don't remember.
Yeah, there you go. That's kind of the feedback you get.
I don't remember, but it killed. I loved it.
Everybody just loved it. Yeah. So my best bit so far is, I go up every time and I tell everybody to turn off their cell phones. And I went and sat down in the front row, and my phone started ringing.
For sure.
So
you're kind of like a Carrot Top prop guy.
Busted on that one.
So how have things been going? Some good comedians have come through there.
Yes, and the crowds have been building slowly, so they kind of ebb and flow a little bit. But collectively, we're getting a good reputation, getting a good bunch of comedians.
Something fun to do, something different for folks to do.
It's a different night, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
The other thing we did, if we're not running out of time, was my golf club grips were kind of deteriorating. My hands were like just black.
You're as old as you.
I go on the internet, do it yourself, how to replace golf grips. So that was our project.
Oh God!
And, ordered the stuff. And,
we did it.
And it was really pretty easy.
Both sets.
So now we have no excuse for not getting out there and golfing.
I know people were asking you at the car show, if you're going to be out.
Yeah.
You're feeling a little better.
So we're pretty proud of our little
good for you
golf club.
You started a business, a re-gripping business.
Well, I mentioned that.
We're going to call it Get a Grip.
Get a Grip.
Hey, wow.
Then Danny Vernon, end of the month here, right?
Yes.
He's a long time.
Illusion of Elvis, which is very good.
I've seen him at the fair, the Washington State Fair. He makes time up there.
Yeah.
He was in our very first Mason County Idol competition.
That's right.
Then they had one at Little Creek, too, so there's been several Elvis sightings.
Yeah.
Well, it was like his 42nd birthday / 42nd anniversary.
Yeah.
He died when he was 42, and it's been 42 years since.
His death anniversary was
Oh, my goodness.
this last week.
Isn't that something?
Oh, goodness.
Did quickly just mention that I ran into an old friend of ours, Morgan Rothrock.
Oh, yeah.
Disc golf extraordinaire. He is now, so he's done a lot of the work here in Shelton at the disc golf course, and it's quite a culture. There's a lot of people that are into this. And then they build another disc golf course, championship caliber, on the Hoodsport Trail, which is, there's a long story attached to that we don't have time to get into. But they also added a brand new senior / beginners disc golf course, par 3 golf course, very easy to maneuver and very well done. It lies into the trees that buffer between the highway and the community and the golf course, the real golf course out there at Lake Cushman. So people are encouraged to come out and check that out. He's been doing a series of clinics and that sort of thing. Let people get familiar with the idea and concept of disc golf.
I remember Morgan. Yeah, we
Yeah.
had him on right kind of when it was opening, the Shelton Springs one. That is regarded as one of the best in the state.
Yeah. And so he's tuned in, man. He is really all about that. So if you get a chance to get him back on.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, we'll definitely get him.
And they book up right away as soon as anyone knows there's a
tournament coming. Yeah,
boom,
it's awesome.
in
Have you ever
hours.
disc golfed?
Once I tried it, but if I can't even connect the frisbee to you, right, the disc to you, I probably should stay away from the sport.
Probably. I'm not much better than that.
Man, I'd be like...
Gail and I went out once. We were just talking about that. It was like the hottest day of the year, and we zipped through that Shelton Springs course.
Nobody's business.
Just zinging it through there.
20 over par.
And we didn't lose any of your discs.
No, so for whatever reason, Stephanie and I put discs on our wedding registry.
That's
Frisbees on our wedding registry, and so we got them, and we've had them forever.
Wow.
But you don't need anything special first time out. You can just go use one.
My in-laws
for your
actually
dog.
got us one for the kids out in the field there, and we they set it up out there. They like
with
it.
the dinger. I mean, with the
No, it's got
hole?
like the little basket thing.
Yeah,
and then, like
yeah.
the different,
Oh,
it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
you're halfway there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
Practice
third course
with your
has the
kids, and you'll be good to go on with these.
You're ready to go.
The third,
least you'll-
what do you call it? Basket hole? What do you call it?
Yeah, third basket, whatever.
Basket, I guess it's a basket.
This says number 15 basket to tee on a picture I'm looking
Okay,
at.
so
Yeah.
basket is the term then.
And the kids are
See, look at
horribly
us getting
honest
golf smart already.
We're
with
on
your
it.
technique.
People
Look
love it.
and all.
They threw it in the forest again. There's mountain lions in there. We're not going to get it.
Well, that's how they get it. That's how they get you. All right, good to see you guys.
All right, everybody
guys.
have a great week.
7